Hey everyone, real quick, I'm editing this video. I want to make a note. I used 3 different cameras when I was filming this and some different audio equipment. So you're going to see some changes in audio with some of the light contrast, some of that. That's what that's about. Also, a result of that, partial result of that is I did lose some footage. There's other reasons why I lost some footage. So as I'm editing this, there's a lot of stuff that I can't find or files got corrupted. But nonetheless, I wanted to tell the story. So bear with that. And then the final thing is there's going to be some things that seem undone or left as cliffhangers. The reason being is there's going to be a lot of modifications to the things I did in this video, in an upcoming video, which is going to be a part 2. I kind of had to get things bolted together and ready to go. Winter's coming. We're getting some cold fronts coming in. So there's going to be snow here in a few weeks. And I have to have the truck operating for snow. But as I make these modifications, I will film it and build a part 2. And I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch and for showing me the support. And hope everybody has a great morning, day, or evening, depending on where you're at and what you're doing and what time it is for you. So, thanks guys.
Alright, so I bought this 1985 F350. It comes with this 7.5 foot Meyer snowplow. It has a 460 in it. It's a 4-speed with an overdrive transmission. It's automatic, which that kind of sucks, but beggars can't be choosers. It has some rust issues. If you look, this front quarter panel is kind of rusted out. We're going to fix that. It's not bad. Seat's a little tore up. I'm either going to put another one in or fix that. I already had the rockers and cab corners fixed. So that's good for inspection. You got a set of these studded tires for pushing snow. It'd be nice. Here's the issues with it though. The bed is gone. It's like Swiss cheese, totally rotted out. You can't even put a tailgate on it. The bumper, it's kind of rotted out, so I have to build a new bumper. And I need another bed for this thing. And I really want to put another bed on here. I mean, it's gone. I got it. Okay. It's alright. First sale, $300. This is the bed. Yeah, that's pretty bad, man. At least you left the grass clippings in there for insulation.
I'm surprised there's not little mice there.
What do you think, Donald? Think I can get a couple bucks for that bed?
Scrap.
Yeah. $3. So the bed probably weighs a pound or 2 at this point.
Not much. They're doing great for YouTube.
Alright, so I broke out all the ratchet straps. Trying to lift it. It wasn't ready to go. But I pretty much just went through it with hammers, pry bars, and grinders for a little bit here. And just tore this bed to pieces. And I think it's ready to go, so now I'm going to get the backhoe out of here. And then at this point, we're just going to roll it off the dang truck. There's 3 of us here, so we'll be able to move it. I don't want to take out this window. Did it come off there? It is. I can hang on to it.
Wires.
Okay. And well, our big problem is these wires over here, Donald.
Which wires?
Tail light stuff. Can you yank this through or something? What's wrong with this?
What? Alright.
Alright, let go.
Okay, what's the against?
Look. We yank it a couple more times. Donald's gonna. And that's exactly what I wanted. Now I can work into these fillers and the doors and clean up this. We still got these old bolts and stuff to cut out here. How's the frame look?
Good. Yeah,
just pit it up. It doesn't look like it's anything. It's like rusted completely out. There's one, Daniel. I'm actually going to run down to the neighbors quick. We're going to talk to him about what he has for a bumper. He might have some metal for me for that. We're going to drive it down the road. Donald's all scared we're going to get a ticket. Adam's going to...
camera on my face.
Adam's going to give me some metal for a bumper. He's going to help me weld up a bumper, aren't you?
No, not if you keep recording me.
You don't want to be famous?
No.
Alright, what'd you get? Did you get a pet rooster? Get him. Grab him. How does it, this is probably going to go in the vlog with me working on my truck, because somehow it's relevant. I think we missed the part where we took the truck down to the neighbors to talk about a bumper and he gave me a chicken instead. That's context. We need some context here. Alright, yeah, let's let him out here. He'll be fine right here. He's going to get you. He's going to get you. Get him out. Yeah. There's 2 of them?
Yep.
Oh. Come on now. Where'd the second one come from?
Oh, one's a hen, maybe.
No.
Yeah, it's a hen.
Oh, okay. Cool. Alright, goodbye.
Unless it's a younger.
Go play in the woods. Alright, here's what we need to work on. This bumper's kind of rusted out and junk. You can see it's not really holding on anymore. And it's not a good bumper. You should really, especially if you're snow plowing and towing, which is what I'm doing with this rig. You should have a good bumper. Chances are you might smack something, you know. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. That's what I wanted. See, that's freed up now. That thing's just rusted to nothing, man. That thing's junk. that grinder was pissing me off. I got this piece of C-channel here, and this actually came from that box vent that I chopped up. You know, I chopped some sections off because there's a couple of good straight pieces I thought would be some good metal. And there's, we'll cut holes in here, put this grommet and these lights. So there's going to be 2 on each side. One's going to be a marker and a brake, and the other one's going to be a marker and a turn signal, I think. I don't remember how it was wired up. I got to look. Realistically, I could wire it so that they're all, that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably make both of them markers, and then one of them, well, let me think. What I'll probably do is make both of them markers and brake lights, and then one of them a turn signal or something. But I'll have, you know, 2 on each side. So I gotta try to cut these holes in there, which is gonna be interesting because I'm not the best with that torch and my tip's kind of messed up. So this ended up turning out better than I thought it would. And the reason being is because all this part of the bumper is still good. Is everything around it is all rusted off everywhere. So I'm gonna have a lot to weld to. The nice thing is I'm gonna notch the bumper out. It's gonna slide right up on top of here. So the weight's actually gonna be sitting there. So even since I'm a crappy welder, it's not gonna matter because it's really just gonna be tacking it into place. All right, there we go. That's what the bumper's gonna look like. Obviously it's not welded on and there's no lights or anything in it yet. But, you know, I gotta dress up these cuts a little bit that I made. These cuts are a little bit off, so I gotta dress them up a little bit and get that to sit against there. That looks like a circle to me. Hammer. Knock that one out. Good job. If you look, you can see all the exhaust pouring out there. This is junk. It's broken here. So I think I'm going to straight pipe it. That's what I'm going to do. Right off the back. So we're going to take that muffler off and see how loud it's going to be. What? The battery's dead. See if we can't manhandle this a little bit, Zach.
Okay. Hey, it sealed it.
Yeah. Quiet now. All right. I'm gonna go get another battery. Yeah.
Still got a muffler.
Huh? Stopped at the store and grabbed this coupling. You know, it's 3-inch inside diameter, so it should go right on there. It's probably gonna look right there. I didn't even need to convince it. All right, so we got that on there. Alright, that slid right in. Alright, that's a custom fit right there. You can hear it's a little bit warm. And I don't think I have the socket I need with me here. So I'm just gonna get that started there so we don't lose nothing. Get it nice and finger tight.
Alright.
I'm in.
Fit your truck. Hey, we're in Dog's Dodge. Alright. You got heat in here and everything. I didn't even try that heat in that other truck. Why isn't that shut?
Probably the handle is sticky.
Alright.
We should just take the doors off.
Or just drive it to Daimler scrapyard.
Or what about the guy you're taking the van to? How much does he pay?
5.5 cents a pound. Drug processed. Don't hit the back up. Pull forward so you can get around this skid steer. You're gonna hit this bucket. You're gonna take your tires right into it. I don't know why you're scared. Pull forward. Put it in gear. Stop playing games.
No brakes.
I'm done your games. Just put it in gear. Drive. Just drive. Alright.
This door's not shut.
I don't know if we're gonna make it up this ramp. It might be too narrow. I've never had a vehicle up here yet. Oh shit! Yeah! Yeah! Oh, we're into the trees! Yeah! Moving vehicles into the woods would die. Oh yeah, that sucker's frozen in the ground. So since that other bed was junk, we tore that off. I need a bed on here, so I started building a flatbed. So far, just got ordered the metal in, chopped a couple pieces down, and I'm getting some ideas, some measurements, making sure I have all the materials I need to do this. So me and Donald will work on this today. We're going to weld up a flatbed. I never built one before, so I'm trying to just kind of winging it as I go. Nothing crazy. We got this square tubing that comes across. Well, some of it's rectangle tubing. And I measure it out the best I can to get this as close as I can without having to shim it too much. But I might put a couple washers underneath some of these, meaning like this one, where you see there's a little bit of room in there. What's going to happen is I'm going to run this piece of 2x2 angle across here and make a rectangle on it. And then I also got to worry about trying to build some rails, some rub rails, and some stake pockets and stuff. But that's kind of in due time. I'm trying to get this thing outlined and get going to where I can just weld up through the week when I have some time. But we're trying to get it all ranged and bolted down and tacked together here. And then I'll do something to bring this bumper up in, we'll weld this up in here. And then kind of do something to try to dress that up in this area. And I still need to find a way to bend my exhaust pipe. I'm at the call in a favor from a buddy. But I think this looks pretty good. We're going to have a headache rack up there. I got most of the metal I need. I'll have to pick up a couple pieces here and there. But we'll have the headache rack lined out. And I'm thinking about painting the truck black with like that bed liner stuff. So, alright Donald, I think we should get to it. I need to trim up 3/4 inch off a couple of these pieces. And you need to drill some holes for me. Just put some bolts through. So our hole saw didn't really work out too well. We had a bit of an issue of it went dull right away. So that's why we're torching these now. Donald's just lined that up to make a circle for me. Helps with torching. Just like that one right there. That one's beautiful, Donald. Yeah, okay. So far, we don't have it bolted down, but we got a bolt in there. So that one's good to go. That middle one, we got 2 more to do. This one will be next. That'll be done in a minute. And then we're going to set up for the one on the end. And these ones in the middle will just lay in there. They don't bolt down, just like the bed wasn't bolted down like that. So we're using all the same old bolt holes because it held the other bed on. It'll definitely hold this one on. I think the weight of this one will hold this one on. It's getting heavy pretty quick, but.
double checking my work. He said, I gotta make sure you got that cord plugged in there, right, Chedley? I said, why isn't there power? He goes, I don't know, I didn't try. He just gotta supervise all the time. Yeah, find a tape measure. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Now that cord was laying in that puddle, and it still did not short out that outlet. How's that work?
Must be second ground somewhere.
It was laying in that huge puddle, live. I have these oak boards, which were just, I mean, they gotta get nailed, like de-nailed and stuff yet, but they were part of shelves for another shed that was on the property when I bought this place that got torn down. Part of it's going to be used for like a wood shed for like the campfire, keep campfire wood dry. Another part of it got chopped up and like I built different stuff out. Anyway, I wanted it gone because it was a piece of junk falling apart. So I had all this already ripped out, stacked up in the garage. And I was going to use this to build a floor. Now I'm not. So they're kind of sitting around. I was sitting there drinking coffee the other morning, and I was like, I got to get my buddy to mill me some boards for this project. And then I was like, screw that. I got stacks of oak sitting in the garage. So hopefully I have enough of these boards that are going to be long enough. We're going to find out today, and so we can get done. Let's use motor oil. That's diesel. What do we got to stir this shit with? This is a stick. Now we got a stain. I'm not sure the best way to do this is. I guess you could use a paint roller or a rag or something to try to put it on this board. I think that would work too, but the broom is kind of just laying on the porch. And it's like my outdoor broom. So I was like, that'll work. And these are just, I mean, it's just soaking right in these boards, which is awesome. So they're definitely gonna get a couple coats. But I'm gonna really let the sun bake on them here for a little bit and then come back with another coat. Safe to say, don't do this on your wife's carport. I don't have a wife or a carport, so I can do what I want.
So the whole thing sits too low, and it's slotted so that this back part of it goes up behind here. I would have something good to weld to. And the problem is I cut everything just a little bit too big, so it's jamming itself up trying to go up farther. So I gotta take it out. I'm gonna trim everything down a little bit, but that's okay. I'd rather have it a little bit too big and a little bit too small. Then I'm seeing it go together. Like, I might take a piece of like aluminum diamond plate since it's light, and I can just tack it on there with like a rivet or something, you know. And I might put that across the back part of this and cover this all up a little bit. Not positive I want to go that route yet. I could use pieces of wood or just let it go how it is, but it might look a little bit more beefy that way.
good size. It's 100 gallons. This was a propane tank that was converted to hold fuel. Has a hand pump for now, but I just picked it up off of Facebook for 175 bucks. And you know, you go and you buy a brand new fuel transfer tank. There's that really thin metal, it's like 14 gauge. They just seem flimsy, but this thing's sturdy, will last forever. So it's already painted camo. What's not to love about it? The hand pump, you know, it's dirty, but it's the inside, you know, it's brand new. It has like 50 gallons pumped through it. The guy was trying to store gasoline in it, and all his gas was evaporating. And so I'm gonna use it for diesel though. But now I know my deck boards, they're not screwed down yet, so you know, don't act like you missed something there. I just put the tank on there to get it out of the way. I need it out of the Dodge. Yeah, I couldn't leave it back there for a while. I just wanted to get it out. And so I put it on here, and I think it looks pretty good, so I'm pretty excited about it. A little bent. getting everything set up. The generator will be mounted on that skid. I already mounted the air compressor. I could just go out and get a gas-powered air compressor, but this gives me the ability to run anything that I need to run. Then, I got all this space here. I can put a box on that, keep my lines, air lines, any air tools that I want to use, any tools for whatever job, I can put in that box. The idea is, whenever I need it, scoop it up, put it on the flatbed. If I need the bed, just scoop it up, take it off. I had that air compressor sitting on a wagon, but it's too top heavy. The wagon wheels are always flat. It didn't matter where I drug it. If I drug it around the yard, I still had to take the compressor with, or the generator with me. This is a good setup, and everything's gonna be solid once everything's all fastened down. And then I can drive it wherever I need to. If I need to go up in the woods, I can. And this battery's kind of junk. So I got this battery out of the crawl loader. Since I switched it over to a 12 volt, I'll only use one battery to start it now. And it's a little bit big for in here, but I'm pretty sure I can make it fit anyway. So I'm gonna kind of work on that right now. And now I gotta work on the coolant system. As you can tell, it had all that nasty crud on it. I don't know where it's from. Well, I'm gonna flush the radiator system out here today. What's it hitting? All right, now we're catching most of it. There's supposed to be a drain hose up there, but it's not there, and I didn't have anything big enough. That's why it's a mess. All right, got super heavy duty radiator flush by Motor Medic. I don't know if this stuff works. Couldn't tell you anything about it. I was down at the store, and it was there on the shelf, so I grabbed it, and I figure it doesn't hurt to try. I didn't mean to go that fast. It pours very fast out of my bucket. That's something else I did. I wanted to run the exhaust the whole way out the back, but without having an exhaust bender. Eventually this thing's gonna get headers instead of the manifolds, and I'll redo the exhaust then. But for now, just I want to get this thing on the road. That was my solution. I did that last night, but it was dark and raining, so I didn't really want to film. Bub on down a little bit. That's starting to clean all that rust out. You can see particles floating there out of the overflow. This cap's still nasty. After I cleaned up all that cleaning gunk, we ran the truck for about 20 minutes and drained it all out again. But now I'm giving it the old hose treatment here. And obviously the hose is filling up faster than it can drain that little drain, but I figure I'll push it out one way or another. You can see the nastiness. This was in the overflow there. So you definitely got a lot out. So I took this fan clutch off and thinking it might be going bad because there was like a little bit of wear in it, like a little bit of movement, but it appears not being bad. I don't know if they're cheap enough to throw another one on, but here's what I did find. This right here is an air pump, and it's froze solid. I don't know how it didn't burn that belt off. There's no way it was spinning that. I mean, it's Dunsky. And yes, I realize I say that a lot. So an option is to take that pump out of there, but then you got like cap off lines and something goes up into the manifold, and you know, I'm good. I'm glad I'm discovering this now, because eventually I want to put headers on this truck anyway. And you know, putting headers on, I'm not gonna have any of that Mission's junk. So this is like runs air back to the cat, and it cleans out when like the first start. And but they say if it's cold out or you're running heavy or you're pulling, it's doing no good anyway. And I don't have emissions in my county, and I just don't care. So I think what's going to happen is I think I'm going to remove this pulley. And then with that pulley off, I'm going to see a shorter belt. And there's a lot of forums online that had a lot of information on this, which really helped. And now that's just loose because the fan's off. Yeah, I'm just going to delete that. That might have been what was making all that noise. Now this is just sad. This is a 10mm socket. And I would not expect that from a Ford built in 1995. That's how you know this is piss poor engineering. This is ridiculous. We don't want this junk on here. This is Chinese metric. We're gonna smog it up here. Now that might be wishful thinking to get that off, but I do have hammers and pry bars forged in American steel. See, that turned a little bit. Yeah, it's just totally spinning. That's all that is. There we go. See, we got that piece of junk off. We don't want that. That's trash. All right, so that belt's on that pulley. This belt comes up to that pulley. Look, it don't even touch anywhere near there. So that's gonna work out great. We just need to get a shorter belt, 47-inch belt there. I don't think that's the right size socket, but it's gonna work. Ow. Is that it? Well, there it just broke. So I didn't want to happen. So I'm kind of forced to get way down in here and take these hose clamps off the back of this pump and get all the lines removed, because all the bolts are like rusted in there. I gotta get this whole thing out to work on it. And at this point, I gotta see what's gonna take to absolutely delete the pump. I don't know if I'm gonna put it back in there. It just seems like a wasted space since we're not running it now. There goes the socket I needed. That's cool, man. I didn't hear it hit the ground though. There comes a time, everybody's life, where they have to make a decision. Executive decision. That's what I'm doing. I'm just cutting these out now. So I'm about to figure out how to do a full delete, because I was just going to leave the pump not running, but who wants to put that pump back in here on this far? So here we go. So at this point, I'm gonna have to heat this up, try to get like vice grips on the threads here, and turn it. Well, I might just, yeah, I'll turn it in this way. It's probably shorter threads. That's all that thread I won't have to use. That's dirty thread too. So I'm just gonna heat it up, give it a couple heat cycles. At this point, the alternator is useless until I can get it replaced. So if I end up destroying the alternator in the process, I'm gonna have to buy one anyway. All right. So we're gonna do some modifications here. The first of which involves getting rid of some of this junk. Oh, that's not a very sharp knife. I don't know, I found it sitting in the couch. Wow, that's just piss poor. Okay, so that's the rubber hose. Let's see, there's another one here. Now, the deal with this truck is the tow with it. Man, 460 is a hell of a big motor. It's a 7.5 liter. They suck down a lot of fuel, but they're really slow. And kind of underpowered for the size of the motor. And the reason being is Ford let the government get involved with this EPA bullshit. A bunch of other parts pulled up on the computer there. So I gotta go. That was rusted anyway. I feel like, yeah, that'll work. Well, there's a random ground. Some of these are coolant lines. Oh, here we go. Here's some more of that bullshit that nobody wants. Okay. This is all wishful thinking, because I heated this up. And now my channel locks are falling apart. Well, I have some other really bad ideas. That involves cutting that off, trying to melt it back in there, and then like hammer and punch that out. Now the alternator didn't survive. This pulley smashed up. Something's bent, you can hear it making noise. The bolts are still stuck in it. But I can buy an alternator. These brackets are really hard to find. For some reason, other part stores have them. So I got a part, but shortly after, this ear broke off. So it rendered the whole thing useless. So now both are destroyed. And I can't find another one of these brackets. But since I did a little bit of eBay work, and this is a bracket that's supposed to fit on that 460 motor, and it will hang the alternator lower than what it was, but I don't think that's gonna be a problem. So yeah, I'm gonna install this on the truck. The only thing you gotta worry about, well, I guess it'd be this way. So yeah, this alternator, this will work with this alternator. So the alternator was way up here, so it's definitely going to be down lower. All right, that is okay. Hopefully that bolt comes out nicely. Wasting time and wasting money. See, this bracket will not work either. The reason being is the front of the alternator needs to be out here. This doesn't even line up with this front pulley. If it lined up, I'd just get like a bigger serpentine belt. Well, actually probably not. Mess with that tensioner. So we're off by a good 3 inches, I think. We're off by about 2 1/4 inch. So hot. Far. Ooh, look at that. That ain't, I can work with that. That ain't bad. Let's see if that's gonna work before we finish drilling all that. Looks about right, doesn't it? what this will do. Oh, I'm on to something.
No.
So on this. So we're talking about JB welding. Yeah, see, we can JB weld that on. I don't know if I need to. That's pretty freaking sturdy, man. I don't know if I'm wasting my time, because the issue is I want this steel piece, this steel collar, to be able to slide. So I don't want that JB welded in there. So I might just leave that even broken out. And yeah, it's just an alternator. And all the force is going to actually push down into here anyway, into here. Because the belt will pull down this way. So I need a longer bolt though. But let's I guess we can chop off the rest of this stuff that we're not going to use on here. I don't know. See, we can JB weld that on. I don't know if I need to. That's pretty freaking sturdy, man. I'm not sure it's right. I'll crush my washers. That's for sure. Now it's full. There it is. That's what I wanted this whole time. Yeah, can't beat an air gun in this situations. Yep, need more air already. This right here is an awesome set to get. You know, this is a little Craftsman set, but it has, you know, Phillips flats, you got some Allens, but most importantly, you got all your Torx. There's even a Torx 47 in this kit, and if you don't know what a Torx 47 is, that's a Ford tool. Not on this caliper, but you know, a lot of the Fords, especially back in the 80s, the bolts that hold on the caliper, the brake caliper, use a Torx 47. So that's like, they're worth some money because I always lose them. Let's fill that junk already. It's been a really long time now to think about. There we go. I was wondering how long it was going to stay in there. If you don't own any picks, go buy some picks. I mean, these are cheapy ones. These are probably Harbor Freight picks. Pick is an item that I use quite a lot, especially when you're working with seals, anything like that. And you don't need expensive picks. You know, you can get a set of 4 of them for a couple bucks. I don't even care about the Harbor Freight ones because it's one of those things I just kind of pick up as I'm out doing different stuff. All right, that worked better with the screwdriver though. That's why I put that little screw back in, and then you don't lose your screw. All right, next comes the axle nut. Now there's a special tool for those axle nuts on these Fords. This socket has these points on it. Well, it's supposed to go in there, which is concerning me a bit. It doesn't even grab. Alright, that is the socket that we want. It's a bit of a different setup, but I think it's supposed to like also work for like Dodge Power Wagons and some Chevys, and I don't know, but it's gonna work for this. So apparently there's a big difference between 150 and 250 sockets, and then this is for the obviously my 350. But there it is. There's another nut in there. Now, something interesting about this nut. The spacer goes into that collar. There's an indent, there's a little prod thing that picks up there. You know, so I think that's pretty critical, you know, when the next nut goes on there. Right now I see bearing, which is really good, because that's what I want to see. Because that's what I'm flipping replacing. There's one. There we go. Good as a brand new one anyway. This is a seal puller. You can buy these at any Home Depot, Lowe's. Yeah, it's bearing shot too. This is the definition of pissed off. Now, I got wheel bearings. I got these a while ago down at Napa. I use Napa because I go right to the warehouse. The last time I bought wheel bearings at Napa, I ended up going back 2 separate times because they could not give me the right wheel bearings. Now here I am with my bearings from Napa, and the rear, the inside bearing, as I drop that in the dirt, that's freaking smooth. I'll clean it out. I'll get the compressor out. The inside wheel bearing is the correct wheel bearing. No, that's the, okay, yeah, here we go. The outside wheel bearing is correct, but that's what they gave me for an inside wheel bearing. Because the outside wheel bearing that they gave me is this little thing. It's the size of just the bearing, not even with the race. That's very infuriating. Not to mention when I went down there, they wanted $200 for a freaking alternator I got for 75 bucks, brand new on eBay. I don't know where I'm going anymore because Advance and AutoZone are junk. We don't really have an O'Reilly's. Go there, I like O'Reilly's. My punches were a little short, but that's alright. This piece of steel can work just fine. All right. See, it's bouncing back, so that's how I know it's set. Didn't have wheel seals down at the store, so I'm just gonna reuse these. It ain't a big deal. I don't know. I reuse them all the time. It all depends on how much you really care. Nut inside the hub locker. There's that washer and there's another nut. I wish the camera was like aiming down here, but it's so overcast you're not gonna be able to see anything anyway. I have to spin it around a little bit. This socket kind of sucks. I don't think it's on there right. There we go. I'll make it way too tight. Let's see. Well, actually, you just spin it a little bit, and everything starts to set. I kind of like that. I'm gonna go with that. Everything will loosen up a little bit. I don't know if I need to go any tighter than that. That's as tight as I'm going. I should be going just however. Screwdriver comes out, Phillips screw I mean. So that the spring can go in, followed by is gear right here. See, that's what locks it in and out. Okay. Put our catch screw back in there. I don't know what the real name is. Oh, I just jammed. There it goes. We got this retainer here. These things really suck sometimes. Especially when, you know, you need a screwdriver but you refuse to go get one. It's just kind of how I am. There we go. Not too bad. As that turns, it pushes that forward. That's what pushes that in and engages the whole thing. See how that engaged? Yeah. It's very easy for dirt and dust, you know, they get in all these little parts here, especially if you're mudding, you know. calling that good. Got some tools to clean up. Other than that, this one's battle ready. Ready for work. Winter's coming up, so we need her ready to go plowing. Then I went and got boots, and like, these aren't really boots that I'd wear, but they're the wrong boots. Like, I was like looking at all the boots and trying different ones on, and I'm like, okay, go grab these boots. Well, not these ones, the ones I wanted. And then I got home and opened the box. I'm like, I grabbed the wrong pair of boots, but it don't matter. I'm already covered in dirt, so it's cool. I don't really care as long as my feet are dry. I'm gonna kick their ass at Napa.